Hello, good evening, and welcome to Spain. This is the Basketball Champions League. It's game day 10, and we're in Manresa, getting ready to watch the Group A clash between BAXI Manresa and SIG Strasbourg. Well, as the coaches and the players, they get ready for this game. So Pedro Martinez and then Vincent Collet, the coaches of Manresa and Strasbourg, respectively. And we will also look at the standings with Manresa at 6-3, currently in third place behind Turk Telekom and Dinamo Sassari. Meanwhile, SIG Strasbourg just off the pace, down in sixth place at 4-5. So they're one game out of the top four right now, which is where they need to be, or rather half a game out of the top four, which is where they need to be if they want to reach the playoffs by season's end. For SIG Strasbourg, Travis Trice, Scotty Reynolds, Quentin Serron, Damien Ingles, Jeremy Inzuli, Thomas Scrub, Boris Dallo, Thomas Anquiez, Esome Miam, Ali Traore, and Gabe York lining up for Coach Vincent Collet. BAXI Manresa, who are playing in the Basketball Champions League for the very first time, unlike Strasbourg, who have been in every edition. David Dukis, who Lithuanian, was on a temporary contract. He's signed to remain for the remainder of the season. We've got David Orit, Serrano, Ryan Toulson, Guillaume Joe, Luke Nelson, William McGarity, Eulis Baith, Jordan Sacco, Pere Thomas, Wampi Valette, David Isdokis, David Kravish, and Danny Perez lining up for Pedro Martinez. BAXI Manresa have gotten better and better as the season has gone along, certainly in Spain, and they got possibly their biggest win of the season at Baskonia over the weekend, 80-79, to improve to 7-9 in the Spanish standings. And also in Group A this week, Filou Ostin, they won over Dinamo Sassari, so that's an incredible result for them. Turk Telekom also winning over Let Kabla, Unet Holon at home to Polski Kukier Torun. So Filou Ostin, the team that really I felt like was punching above its weight before the holiday break, have come out and gotten another big win and find themselves firmly in the hunt for one of those top four places in the would get them into the Basketball Champions League playoffs. We've seen the players come out from SIG Strasbourg, and now we will see the players come out for BAXI Manresa, who I'll say Ryan Toulson, meanwhile, for them tied the Spanish Liga Endesa record for most consecutive free throws without a miss over the weekend when he made his 70th consecutive free throw in their 80-79 win at Baskonia. And he also misfired on his very next shot from the foul line, missing out on the chance to establish a new record. So he equaled the record, but didn't set the new one. And to be honest, I don't even know if he knew it. He probably did. I'm sure he was asked about it beforehand. Manresa have a 4-0 record at home, scoring 80 or more points in 3 of those games, 3 of those wins. Strasbourg, meanwhile, have won their last 2 road games in the Basketball Champions League. So they're seeking their 3rd consecutive win away from home It'll be the first time that they've done in their Basketball Champions League history. Strasbourg parted ways with Jure Grant, who changed jobs, went to Ike. We see Ademir Zurapovic in the middle, Yener Yilmaz from Turkey on the left, and Karsten Straub from Germany on the right. They will be the refereeing crew for tonight. And again, as a reminder, Strasbourg won the first game between these two teams by 18 points, with York and then Strasbourg player Grant each scoring 17 points. Strasbourg are going to be starting Scotty Reynolds, Damian Inglis, Boris Dallo, Ali Traore, and Gabe York. And BAXI Manresa have got Ryan Toulson, Luke Nelson, William McGarity, David Isdilkis, and David Kravish in their starting five. So Pedro Martinez, long-serving coach in Spain, just as Vincent Collet has been a long-serving coach in France. Two veteran play callers in this contest. So Manresa have got themselves quite a fortress here in the Basketball Champions League, and they are going to hope that that trend continues. But as I mentioned, Strasbourg have won 2 games in a row on the road, and well, they have to be building some confidence with their ability to get some results away from home. Bennett Holon and Torin already underway in the second quarter, and Holon have had their problems this year, leading at 33-27. So that'll be a result that both of these teams will be interested in. I'm not sure they would be consumed by it right now, but certainly after the game they'll flip over and see how that one panned out. You know, we talked about Toulson equaling the all-time record in the Spanish Liga Endesa with free throws for the 70th consecutive over the weekend. But it was Kravish and Vetkovic, who's not playing tonight, I don't believe, for Manresa, as well as Toulson, who led them in scoring. Juan Pablo Vallet also did well. Kravish had 16 points and 7 rebounds, and Toulson had 13 points, with a couple of three-pointers. Dilkes did not play in that game, interestingly, so I almost wonder if he was rested for this one. Well, we're underway here in Manresa. BAXI BAXI Manresa winning the opening tip against Strasbourg in their Group A game. And immediately stepping out of bounds was BAXI Manresa. So the ball is turned over. Scotty Reynolds did not start the season with Strasbourg, but he has experience in this competition. Inglis backing his man up and then scoring, and does that to perfection. Banks it in, so a good start for Inglis. Long shot, no good. Now York switches directions, kind of hangs in the air. Nelson goes over to pick the ball up. Great Britain international, Luke Nelson. Now Toulson. Dolkis, well, probably the one player. Talk about him, maybe even Luke Nelson. You don't want to leave those two guys open from three-point range or they will hurt you. I'm sure that was on the scouting report. Dallow over to York. Same thing with York. You don't want to leave him open, although he doesn't make him pay. Kravish, his pass almost intercepted, maybe should have been. Dolkis, meanwhile, hits another one. Back to back for Dolkis. Lithuania international. Reynolds drives in, is denied. Now Nelson tries to go for the alley-oop. Good hustle back by Traoré. All knocked away. And three-pointer is good. They're raining three-pointers, and just like we said, don't leave that man open. So steal after the turnover by York, the steal by Dolkis, and the three-point shot. 3 threes, in fact, so far for BAXI Manresa. And now here comes Toulson. Tries to get it. It was Nelson hitting the last one. And McGarity, who's got a great three-point shot himself, misses the mark.
Primera falta personal, Bravis.
Inglis got into that same spot before. Now it looked like he may have traveled, and indeed, I think maybe his foot slipped. Definitely got a lot of potential. You have to like what you see in Damian Inglis. How good can he become? Well, it's all up to him, really. Saw Usman Drame play exceptionally well last night. And ball turned over. So it goes back over to SIG Strasbourg. Drame played very well for Polak Cortez. And he has really worked hard at his craft. Here's defense by Damian Inglis, forcing that turnover. Now Reynolds. And Reynolds is fouled. Scotty Reynolds playing in his 4th Basketball Champions League game this season. And I think it speaks about his importance to the calls when you consider he's in the starting lineup. Immediately slotted in. Saw him play for in the Basketball Champions League before, back with Sabona. And now the rebound. 9-3, Manresa on top. Couple misses. One made free throw, rather. It was 9-3. Inglis with the rebound. Dallo had a quiet start. Traoré, your experience turns, and now he's called for a travel. Yep. Good job defensively by Kravish. McGarity missing on the baseline. Reynolds. Played his college basketball almost a decade ago at Villanova. Beautiful bounce pass. Dallo hands it off. Traoré. Ball goes in and out. Now the backdoor cut. Nobody picked him up. Good job by Guillaume Joe. (13-3). 11-3. Manresa on top. Joe gets his first 2. And that was a badly needed three-pointer made by Gabe York. Badly needed by Strasbourg. Manresa just keep piling on the pressure here, not slowing down with McGarity. York hands it off. Dallo swatted. Now the pass up ahead. Guillaume Joe left his feet, was able to get the basketball to a hustling Ryan Toulson, who then gets it inside to McGarity, and he's fouled by Reynolds.
Falta personal de Sant Luis, Reynolds, primera. Canvia BAXI Manresa entre Juanpi Baudet i Sacco per Ryan Toulson. Han entrat Quentin Serron i Thomas Scrub.
Thomas Scrub has checked into the game, as well as Quentin Serron for SIG. Jordan Sacco and Wampi Violet have come in for BAXI Manresa. Wilkie's miss, and then the triggers the break, and Serron makes a very tough fast break layup, and he's fouled. He looks at the ref and says, man, that was dangerous. Watch this. Probably looked worse than it was. Well, they are going to look and see if it was unsportsmanlike. Indeed, they have called an unsportsmanlike foul. So the reaction by Contenceron was definitely, I thought he was asking for an unsportsmanlike, but then on the replay that I saw, it didn't look like it was anything close, but they've called it on Valette. And the shot is no good, but they will keep possession. Yeah, he did kind of put his hand, I didn't see that angle. He put his hand on it, and that was what got him the unsportsmanlike. He wasn't playing the ball. This could still be a big trip down the floor, but Contenceron can't control it, so in the end, they just get the 2 points from his original layup. Sacco over to Valette. Now Saron doesn't mess around, pushes it quickly. Now to Reynolds. Oh, beautiful handoff by Reynolds to Traoré. (13 to 10). Manresa on top. SIG showing signs of life. There's Trice checking into the game. Eulis Baith checks into the game. Baith, Dominican Republic international. Oh, what a shot from Baith! Made something out of nothing. Reynolds whips the pass to Traoré, but he stepped out of bounds.
Cambia el SIG Strasbourg, que entra Ezomeniem, substituint Ali Traoré.
Joe. Over to Dulkis, who goes in and banks it in. Boy, he has been very good tonight. Former Florida State star. Several years ago anyway. Thomas Scrubb drives in, earns a trip to the line. Good job by the Canada international. There's Scrub and that man there. Byth played at the World Cup this summer, or last summer rather. Hard to believe we're already in 2020. Scrub played for Canada, and Byth played for the Dominican Republic. And of course, Collet, the coach, not Pedro Martinez of Manresa, but Collet, the coach of France. There he is. And he got France to the podium. Third place finish, led to the upset of the USA. Anyway, Manresa now with a 5-point lead, and Ryan Toulson comes in for Dulkis, who hears the applause as he goes out.
Canvia el SIG Strasbourg, entra el dorsal 12, Boris Daló.
Pass whipped inside. Now the baseline. Oh, and Valet couldn't quite finish. I thought he was going to try to dunk it. Trice puts it up. Now Valet. And off the hands of Byth, it goes back over to SIG. Bounce pass would have done, says Coach Martinez. Final minute of the first quarter. Manresa have been the better team, but Strasbourg certainly showing some signs here. They can play better. Scrub misses from the corner. Valet. Oh, that's big time. The three-pointer. Seconds on the game clock here in the end of the first quarter. Dallo goes in, it gets rejected by Valet, and the long shot is no good right before the buzzer, but Valet gives Manresa a lift with that three-pointer and heads over to the bench. Also had the block at the other end. So a good start for BAXI Manresa. Here was the drive by Dallo. He thought he was going to have some joy, but Valet was having none of it. 20-12, BAXI Manresa on top at the end of one. Manresa 4 of 8 from deep, just 1 of 3 from three-point range for Strasbourg, and that's probably the biggest difference in the game. Here's some of the highlights from the first quarter. Inglis scored on this good strong move, banking it in. Dulkis was very good at the start. One of his three-pointers for Manresa. And he hit it from that side. And then Luke Nelson got in on the act. hitting it from a long way out. Trice left open. Sacco contests, and the ball comes back to BAXI Manresa. Now into the corner. Fife shows he can hit it from long range as well. Had such a good career while with Gran Canaria for several years. Scrub. A powerful rebound by Sacco. Now quickly to Valette, who is able to get a foul called on Osome Miam. The younger brother of, oh boy, that looked like a pretty decent block from Miam. The younger brother of France Women's International star Indy Miam. So anyway, timeout on the court. And Collet is talking to his team. Let's go down and listen.
Not to finish one-on-one. There is a foul, probably. But what, as I said to Boris, now we never beat nobody. So we must play for teammates. Okay? And come back in D. Because they push the ball every time. No worry. Next offense, we go simple one. Okay, all the way.
Three-point shooting is huge. You can see it.
On sort du côté sommet. On est sommet, seconde, bon swing. Okay? Let's go. Allez, allez. Let's go. Allez.
Well, maybe having that clean-shaven look for Baith is what does it. He's been terrific tonight. It's been a mixed bag from Valette. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. He had the unsportsmanlike foul. He had the block. He had the great drive, the three-pointer. Now he's missed a couple of free throws. And possession is being awarded here to BAXI Manresa. And they might be fortunate to get that one. 11-point lead. Now make it 13. So that was a big decision to give them the ball back. So a lot of work to do here for SIG Strasbourg. Joe with 4 points. Oh, beautiful drive, and then the flush from Miam. And the alley-oop pass, and Sacco taps it in. Oh, Quentin Serron. Joe off the iron. Miam, well, he was in position but wasn't able to get the ball. That's not going to make his coach happy. And possibly get him taken out of the game. Some. So he had the dunk, but then he did not box out. And Traoré has re-entered the contest. Interesting, you can see the importance of the assistant coaches to both of these floor generals. Martinez sitting back, has an assistant coach on each side, as does Collet. Right now, it's all Manresa, up 13 points. Trice rattles it in. That's the first 2 points for Trice. Bias again down low. And now Trice has it. Kravish is going to come back in. Sacco, good work by Trice, putting pressure on the D. Need more of that from him. Trice, scrub, York pulls up in the lane. With a short jump shot, not far from where Trice made his, and back to a 9-point deficit. Into the corner it goes. Baeth, this time short. Gallo kept it alive. They battled for the ball, and it does seem like those 50-50s are going the way of Manresa, which is the home team. Well, not always surprising. Watch this. I think Scrub thought it was going to be SIG Strasbourg's basketball. So these things even out over the course of the game, and Manresa might want to try to put their foot on the accelerator here against Strasbourg, because they can reel off a lot of points themselves in a hurry. Traoré with the rebound. York lets it fly. There, Thomas has come into the game. Tomas, excuse me. Wilkie's missing from long range. So again, another opportunity. Manresa are good, but they don't tend to pull away from teams. And Traoré flings one up there. Nobody crashing the boards for Strasbourg. Dolkis banks it in. I think he went off his right foot there and then scored with his right foot, or excuse me, with his right hand. Back to an 11-point lead. Joe lays it up and in. Manresa out hustling SIG Strasbourg down the floor to go back up by 13 points.
Good in defense, and we don't do passes.
Go down to the huddle.
We only play one-on-one, one against two. If we don't move the ball against this team, we cannot play. Only difficult shot, one-on-one. Play simple. It's not so cold, but the ball has to move. Plus they show. Okay, so if they show, we play against that 5 days at practice. We know it like they do. They miss some shot, but the ball is moving. Allez, let's go. We start with simple hurl, okay, but continuity. Let's go.
Well, that was pretty clear. Collet speaking in English and saying, we're not going to beat this team if we go one-on-one. We have got to spread the court and share the basketball, pass it, make a move. Meanwhile, Manresa just coming out and at times making it look very easy. And the pass intended for Traoré, knocked out by Kravish. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Again, I want to see if they pass it around. Not that much time to do it now, though. York probably will go one-on-one. Leans into it. Follows up his miss. Scotty Reynolds. Four minutes remaining in the first half. Wow. So they called a foul on Scotty Reynolds on that play. And he's got 3. Like I said, I mean, the 50-50 seemed to be going the way in the first half for BAXI Manresa. Now from the left corner, and it's good, and both times it's killed them. Keeping it at that end, Tomas drilling it for a 16-point advantage. Oh, good D by Tomas. Damian Inglis. York. Inglis again. Spins, hands it off, and good play by Damian Inglis. Good finish for Traoré. Garrity denied down low by Damian Inglis. Now Reynolds trying to get to the rim. York picks up the loose ball. Back to Inglis for 3. Long rebound again. York trapped in the corner. He's going to have to pass. He gets it over to Inzuli. Now Traoré denied by McGarity in the paint.
SIG Strasbourg entra por Ísalo, Salvadas, Tony Reynolds.
So it's Inglis, Inzuli, the Cameroon international, Reynolds, Traoré, and York on the court for Strasbourg. And then driving in and being denied. BAXI Manresa now quickly to the other end is York, who goes up and has a little bit of hang time. Luke Nelson. York was hoping a foul would be called. Nelson. York again. It's been one of those first halves for SIG Strasbourg tonight. Not much going right. Nelson. Another three-pointer from Luke Nelson. The second of the night. Traoré, a step behind the line, that's good. Strasbourg just want to get to halftime, maybe try to get it back to a 10-point deficit or less. Manresa, meanwhile, would like nothing more than to open up a 20-point lead. Traoré crashes the boards, pulls the ball down for his team, hands it off to Dallo. Inzuli from three-point range, rattles out. Nelson goes off one. Oh, that was beautiful basketball from Nelson. He's got 8 points here in the first half. Dulkis raises his hand, says, "I need to come out, coach." Final 10 seconds. And then a reach and a foul. Called on Ryan Toulson. They can foul again if they want. They've only used 3. York drills in a very important three-pointer right before the break for SIG Strasbourg. Well, they're still within striking distance, only down 12 points. I'm sure Collet will get into them a little bit at halftime as they try to turn things around against this BAXI Manresa team that might be thinking they should be leading by even more points at halftime. They were up by as many as 16, and they go to halftime up by 12. Here at the break, it's BAXI Manresa leading at 39-27 over SIG Strasbourg. So Manresa 7 of 16 from deep, 9 of 18 inside the arc. Strasbourg just 2 of 11 from three-point range. So that's clearly statistically the difference, the three-point shot. Manresa have those 11 assists as well. In terms of individuals, Dulkis and York each with 10 points for their respective teams. Nelson has a couple of threes, and then that drive that we just watched, he's got 8. Traoré 6 for Strasbourg. Joe also has 6 for Manresa. So 12 points, the advantage for Manresa at halftime. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
what a rejection by Johnson.
As Martin goes the other way, lobs it up. Stone it is with the dunk.
Just now. Oh, wonderful pass and a wonderful finish. What a big, big play by Masulis. But it was the pass from the Inovichus that made it.
Tamir Platz. Puts up the little up fake guard, drives in and throws it down. Two hands. Nimrod Levi with a big time play.
Banks off the curl. Oh, lovely pass. Stone throws it down. Tyler Stone with the finish.
Some better looks. They have 5 3-pointers now in the game as Cousins pulls up from the mid-range. Doesn't get to Sean Thomas. Goes in and cleans up with the throwdown.
Shimandini, watch out! Oh. Just to underline the point. But that is Shimandini's looked for a while.
This is the first, and they need to foul. They get it back for the three. Oh, it's good! The three is good! Marco Filippoli! That's why he was in the game. Zoltan Paul to make the two. Filippoli has made the three.
Shots up by McFadden, short. And there's bodies flying everywhere. Ricky Lido ahead. Sokolowski behind the back for the throwdown. Still right, no good. Ball's loose. They get it back. Still, Angola to win it. That's extraordinary. That is incredible. Stand. They are 2 ahead.
39-27, BAXI Manresa on top of SIG Strasbourg at halftime. This Group A game being played here in Spain, and BAXI Manresa certainly had the better of the exchanges, going up by as many as 16 points. Baith rather hitting that three-pointer. Just a lot going well for them in that first half. The threes have been falling. SIG are not out of it, however, and I would expect them to come out breathing fire here at the start of the third quarter, which no doubt will be pivotal for them as they try to reel this opponent back in tonight. But that'll be easier said than done. And remember, in the context of how important this game is, BAXI Manresa are coming into this game third with a 6-3 record. If they can win, they'll join first place Turk Telekom and Dinamo Sassari with 7-3 marks. And SIG Strasbourg, meanwhile, are 4-5. They need to be in the top 4 if they want to get into the playoffs. Dinamo Sassari slumped to what you might consider a surprise loss to Philo Ostend, although Ostend from Belgium showing a lot of good things of late, and they've improved to 5-5. So still a lot of basketball to be played, but Strasbourg know they need to come out and put in a performance. I mean, you could argue this game means a lot more to them than it does to BAXI Manresa. So they're fighting for their playoff lives. Third quarter underway. SIG Strasbourg. Remember, Collet talking about the need to pass the ball. They can't beat this Manresa team going one-on-one. Got a pass, they got a cut. Here's Traoré now. Did the good work, but then just kind of flicked it up. York, he doesn't realize the ball did not hit the rim. So the ball goes back over. Difficult start for SIG. Oh, beautiful bounce pass, Luke Nelson, and leads to the easy jumper from Kravish. Luke Nelson's playing well. Hard to believe that's Kravish's first 2 points. York again. Over to Damian Ingles. Scrub. Oh boy, that was a tough move by Scrub. Scrub it up, dub. Now Nelson. Vowlet. So he turns it over. Traveling, yep, he picked up his right foot, you could see that. Now the foul called on Dulkis. The reach, and that's an easy call to make. He's a very big man, Damian Ingles, isn't he? This is Traoré. Just 1 of 2. So that cuts it back to an 11-point deficit. Dorcas misses, and Ingles grabs the rebound. York from deep. York sometimes plays like he wants to get it all back at once, and meanwhile, Dorcas goes down and hits the three. Having a fine game tonight, David Dorcas. 13 points. And now the steal. And the finish by McGarity. Good job coming up with a steal. David Kravish. Now back, they've equaled their biggest lead of the game, 16 points. Scrub, Traore, and traveling. And it has been a frustrating effort tonight from the dark uniforms. Ballett gets in the paint. Reynolds now. Maybe SIG could get something in transition. Scrub drills the three, the Canada international. Wow, yet again, the drive, the penetration, and Dulkis continues to lead the way. He has 15. Three-pointer, nope, he was out of bounds. No, they're going to call the foul. Offensive foul on Reynolds. Boy, that's much contact there, but anyway. McGarity. Now Nelson. Good hands from Scrub. Now Inglis. Scrub goes behind his back but loses control of it. Dallow in the game, number 12 for Strasbourg. I mean, it's to be honest, I mean, I've seen Manresa struggle in a lot of their games but get wins tonight, but they have looked relatively comfortable tonight. Nelson, third three-pointer. And going in for the big-time dunk. York, and he gets met at the rim. He says he was fouled. Might have a point. Poulsen comes out and strokes the three. Well, it's going from bad to worse for Strasbourg. And right now, Manresa on the verge of landing a knockout punch.
Et on attaque, c'est pas là-bas. Not there. There we must work, okay? Quand on joue corde, side of 5 and go with the 4. Damien va rouler. We go with Tommy, opposite, two-man game. Continuity. And when we drive, think to kick, okay? Oui, on va du côté 5 en premier. On fait pas le side, on fait vraiment pour avoir ça là. Là, tu pars là. Là, tu donnes derrière et après le transfert à l'opposé. D'accord? Allez, let's go, allez!
Forward Gilles Scorer.
Well, Scrub launches it. Scrub's been about their best offense here in this third quarter. The three-pointer going. They get back to a 18-point deficit. Now Pedro Martinez wants to call a timeout. It's rather quick, right after the Strasbourg timeout. Manresa faithful enjoying what they're seeing tonight.
Juan, con el balón, ¿vale? Special one reverse, ¿vale? Sí, sí. Set a bad screen, go fast, ¿vale? Sí, y aquí, ¿vale? Y directo al comeback, ¿ok? Watch Swampy first. Sí, Swampy. Pass, maybe
the three-point shooting difference. 6 more made threes for BAXI Manresa.
Okay, vale, sí. Vale, venga, vamos, va. Venga, vamos. 1, 2, 3.
Catches it, they hand it off, and Sacco not able to get it off in time. Gallo. Inzuli. Back to York. So York is struggling. York tonight, 2 of 7 from three-point range. Valette. Back to a 20-point advantage for Manresa, and even though they're still more than more than 12 and a half minutes. It's starting to look like a big ask here for this Strasbourg team. Some Miem coming back in for the second time tonight.
Somen sustituint Damien English a Strasbourg.
So fouled while shooting the three-pointer. York at least gets to the line. I think Martinez was not enamored with the call, but he certainly had his share in this game. And all 3 free throws made by York. So that gets it back to a 17-point deficit. And here we are again talking about Manresa. They would be happy if they could get it back to a 10-point deficit by the end of this quarter. But the ball is going in the basket tonight for Manresa. Toulson. York misses in the paint, upset with himself. Now 4 of 14 from the floor, York. Probably a good move. York, just get him to sit down at least for a little while. This has not had a great game. Bring Trice back in. Garrity. Now that cannot happen. Sacco with the offensive rebound and put back. And it was failure to box out that got Some Miyam taken out back in the first half. And once again, he has not boxed out Sacco and has given up a potential three-point play. Now a needless turnover by Trice, and Sacco flies in for the dunk. Biggest lead of the game now, 63-39, 24 points. Good job by Scrub following his missed shot twice. Got to get stops at this end. They got to get stops, but they got to get rebounds. And that was not good defense by Trice. Toulson, who is got a lot more tread on the tires, just blew past him. Look at that. No defense. Inzuli lets it fly. That's good. Joe rattles in the three-pointer. So this is really a game that's on cruise control for Manresa, it appears. Bounce pass right back to him by Some Miyam, intercepted. And it really is a case of just going from bad to worse for SIG Strasbourg tonight. Easily with the foul. It's going to take something extraordinary, really, for Strasbourg to pull themselves back in this one. And I'm not exactly sure how. Pretty sure the evaluation will be we practice to play this way from Collet. all week, and we didn't do any of it, especially offensively, but the defense has really let them down here in the second half. So that's it. 1 quarter remaining. Hard to believe in the reverse fixture that Strasbourg won it. Because right now, BAXI Manresa are all over them, 68-44. 11 threes for Manresa. Just 1 of 5 at the line. 17 of 27 inside the arc. Look at that. Inside the arc for Strasbourg. Just 11-30. Obviously, only 5 of 16 from deep. Yeah, but just as a reminder, SIG Strasbourg winning the first meeting between these two teams, 81-63, back on October 29th.
Vinga, noies, del BAC de Serra. Moltes gràcies. L'aplaudiment. FibraCat aposta pel bàsquet femení. El bàsquet femení de casa nostra. FibraCat connecta amb el que t'apassiona.
Fourth quarter underway, and easily attacked the basket but came up empty. And Toulson just piles on the agony with that jump shot. I mean, looking next week, BAXI Manresa will travel to Turk Telecom. Then on the 21st, they'll be back here at home against Una Holon. On the 28th, they'll be at Filou Ostend. And then on February 5th, in their last game, they'll be at home against Dynamo Sassari. Joe, another chance and another three-pointer for him. Well, I guess Collet's going to keep calling timeouts to try to get his message across, but I'm not sure that it's going to get in. This looks far too easy for BAXI Manresa. It's just gone horribly wrong tonight for SIG Strasbourg.
Come back a little, lose by 14. Parce que they are not going to stop. Il y a une bonne action là-bas, pas de chance. Et là, c'est bon, il faut continuer. Il faut faire plus encore. Il faut faire moins. C'est une question de fierté. Ok? On joue le calme, Michel.
You heard what he said. We're playing like we want to lose by 40 tonight. Come on, we got to get going. We got to keep playing because they're not going to stop. Wow. Anyway, SIG Strasbourg will be in Israel next week at Una Holon, and they'll be at home on the 22nd of January to Dynamo Sassari before traveling to Lithuania on January 29th to take on Liat Kabelis. The last game will be at home against Turk Telecom, and that'll be on February 5th. Inzuli lets it fly from deep. Finally, something good happens for SIG. Ray picks up the personal. Another long jumper for him tonight. He's been good. Three-pointer. 29 points the advantage. Trice is nice.
Falta personal, dorsal 0, primer entre Davis Trice. Canvi el BAXI entre Davis Travis per Jordan Sacco. Entre Luke Nelson per Guillem Jou.
Joe hears the applause as he comes out. Alton Serron, haven't seen much of him tonight. He misses, but Traoré there for the rebound and putback. 25 points to deficit. 7-minute mark coming up, and then an easy one for Luke Nelson. And he's going to leave the game with some good numbers. 13 points for Luke Nelson. Scores again down low. Byth going right at Scrub, and they just looked different class tonight. Maybe they're playing like this because they remember getting beat by 18 in France. And Zuli rips the cords from the left corner.
El personal dorsal 11, Thomas Scrub, primera.
Nelson again into the corner. Byth, where he's been effective. Oh, we'll be hoping that continues. That changes everything if Byth can hit the three-point shot the way he has tonight for Manresa. 5 from deep. Trice gets it back, puts it up and in. He had hit on the season by 2 3-pointers before tonight, and he's got 3 tonight. That was in the Basketball Champions League. Price again. starting to heat up himself a little bit. Probably going to be a case of too little, too late, especially as Luke Nelson and Manresa continue to pour in the points.
Canvia BAXI Manresa entre Guillem Jou per Didier Ortiz.
From Scrub again. Nelson again. Oh, what a rebound by Kravish. Really, the fact that you get an offensive rebound that easily and score with the putback, it just kind of illustrates how this game has gone. They want it more. Easy pass to Valette. I think Traoré is exhausted. Yeah, he's bending over. You can see he's tired, Traoré. Anyway, 3 minutes to go. That's enough to get the shot up and in. Traoré with his 13 points now. Baif. Thomas rather, missing from deep. Inzuli now. Well, it's I guess these things happen when you look at Strasbourg and their season. They suffered a 16-point loss at Torun in Poland on game day 2. And they suffered a 23-point beat down at Dinamo Sassari back on November 13th. And then again, Torun really whipped him at home on December 17th, 97-75. So they have suffered some heavy defeats. And this will be another one.
Canvi entre Essomeniem sostituint a Lee Traoré a SIG Strasbourg.
Well, Luke Nelson has the ball knocked out of his hands. Nelson. I think Strasbourg will be happy when this thing is over. I think an ironic chant there of MVP, MVP for Trice, who has played well in the second half, offensively anyway. Canton Serran. think Scrub was already out of bounds. That's McGarity. Zeron again. Same Miam over to Scrub. And that was just a tired looking shot. Well, BAXI Manresa are not going to get to the 100-point mark tonight. But they have surpassed the 85-point mark. The result tonight was Antwerp winning at home over Ike, 73-61. And former Strasbourg big man Jure Grant did play just under 15 minutes, had 7 rebounds, only attempted 1 shot for Ike. But it was a great effort by Antwerp. It's been a good week for Belgian basketball with Ostend also winning. So that'll be it. 92-68. BAXI Manresa win it convincingly over SIG Strasbourg. And alarm bells must be ringing over there on that Strasbourg bench. BAXI Manresa made it look very easy tonight.
Victòria BAXI Manresa! Molt bé, equip, molt bé, afició, molt bé, BAXI. Ja sabeu que el partit continua a la Josep.
So the teams congratulate each other on a good game.
Ràdio Manresa, estem ara en directe, ja ho sabeu, i fem la valoració, les estadístiques.
And you got to tip your hat to BAXI Manresa. I mean, they've claimed a big win as they look to seal a top 4 spot to get to the playoffs. They win it 92-68 over SIG Strasbourg.
Ens trobem aquest dissabte a 2:15 del vespre per rebre el Morabanc d'Andorra a la 17a jornada de la Lliga Endesa. Fins aleshores, molt bona nit a tothom.
So 14 of 30, almost 50%. Gosh, 47% for Manresa from deep, and 9 of 25 for Strasbourg from long range. But just overall, a real whipping tonight. Manresa just beating him 24 assists to 15, 5 steals, just 1 steal for Strasbourg. So kind of lets you know defensively, perhaps not nearly as good as they need to be, Strasbourg. Nelson and Dolkis ended up with 15 points apiece to lead the way for Manresa. Joe had 13, and Scrub also had 15 points for Strasbourg, with Traore and York each scoring 13 points. Let's look back at some of the highlights. Wythe had some good moments. Zuli as well. Price was able to put the ball in the basket in the second half, found a comfort level. Luke Nelson was good really from start to finish. Scrub brought it. One of his long jump shots. Traore, but SIG Strasbourg, they just kind of fell into that early hole, and things didn't go their way. The lead kind of got bigger. They were able to cut it back to 12 points at halftime. But then things just got out of hand in the third quarter as SIG Strasbourg just pulled away for a big win. BAXI Manresa just pulled away for a big win over SIG Strasbourg. So the standings, we're going to look at those. And talking about the Group A standings, obviously. So Manresa go up to the top along with Turk Telekom and Dinamo Sasri, all three teams at 7-3, and SIG Strasbourg now, along with Liet Kabelis and Unet Holon, 4-6. Filu Ostend into the top four after this week at 5-5, and Torun, who have beaten Strasbourg twice, are down in 8th place at 2-8. So that's it. One final time tonight. BAXI Manresa protect the home court. They win it 92-68 over SIG Strasbourg, preventing the French team from clinching their third straight win on the road.
Ara,